suppose if I have an expression, a quadratic expression, and whose general form is this ax square plus bx plus c. See, if you change where a, b, c are the fixed constants here, yeah, a, b, c are constants, and x is a variable. Since x is a variable, its value varies, its value changes. See, while you change the value of x, then automatically the result of this ax square plus bx plus c also changes, and that result value is usually we took it as y. This just y is nothing but the value of ax square plus bx plus c. For different values of x, we will get different values of y. Yeah, and in the last session, just at the end, I gave you the way to draw the rough sketch by making a table related to the x values and y values. And now here, again I am going to start with that. For suppose I will start with an example. I have an expression, quadratic expression, y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1. Have a look at this. See, I am going to draw the graph for this y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1. See, if you wish to draw an exact graph, a perfect graph for any expression, for sure you need to utilize a graphical sheet. And now here we are going to sketch the rough graph of the quadratic expression. So think a while. See, y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1, and we are going to draw its rough sketch. So to draw the graph of this y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1, initially I will look the expression in different ways. Yeah, how I will look? Just pay your attention here. See, the expression is same, y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1. Before going to draw the graph, for some time I algebraically analyze this expression. How is the expression? See, y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1. And first of all, I will think that, see, about the roots of this expression. This is an expression, usually we may say the zeros, right? So what are the zeros of this expression? If you try to factorize it, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, and then you need to factorize, and if you factorize, I think this is like 2x minus 1 into x plus 1. Is it right? This 2x square plus x minus 1 can be factorized like this. Just go with the counter check. 2x square plus 2x and minus x is plus x and minus 1. Is it right? So first of all, to draw the graph of the quadratic expression, in one way you need to observe its factors, right? And these factors in turn represents the zeros of this expression, right? Since this is nothing but this 2x minus 1 into x plus 1, if you replace x with 1 by 2, think a while, if you replace x with 1 by 2, this is 0, the product is 0, this is 0, nothing but this is 0, that is y is 0, right? In similar fashion, if x is minus 1, then the product 0, this expression value is 0 at minus 1, and the y value is 0. This is one way of analyzation of this given expression. And in another way, I will just try to convert the given expression into a perfect square form. Have a look at this, 2x square plus x minus 1. Yeah, I am starting the discussion with an example, and afterwards I will generalize it with the general form. Okay, now have a look at this, 2x square plus x minus 1. So I am trying to convert it into a perfect square form. So if you common out 2, what will happen? Y is equals to 2 times of x square plus 1 by 2 into x minus 1 by 2. Is there anything wrong? Nothing, right? Just I common out 2 from this 2x square plus x minus 1. And in the next step, y is equals to 2 times of x square plus 1 by 2 x minus 1 by 2. Have a look at this. I am trying to make a perfect square here. For that, x square plus this 1 by 2x can be written as 2 into 1 by 4x minus 1 by 2. Look at this, nothing is changed here. Just I wrote this half x as 2 into 1 by 4x. And now look this, if you treat it as a square, and this is some p square, and it is some 2pq, so you need to add q square and you need to subtract q square. Then this y is equals to 2 times of x square plus 2 into 1 by 4x plus 1 by 4 square minus 1 by 4 square minus 1 by 2. Is it clear? Just 1 by 4 square. I am adding 1 by 4 square and I am subtracting 1 by 4 square just to maintain, just to frame a perfect square. Already we learned the way of solving the quadratic equations with perfect square method. See, the similar method we are following here. And now what we have? Y is equals to, see, 2 times of x square plus 2 into 1 by 4x plus 1 by 4 square. The first three terms are just nothing but what? X plus 1 by 4 whole square. Is it clear? And then, see, now look at this. This is what? Minus 1 by 16 minus 1 by 8. This is, you need to simplify. If you simplify it, minus 1 by 16 minus 1 by 2 is nothing but 2 times of x plus 1 by 4 whole square. Yeah, and then if you multiply with 8, you will get that minus 9 by 16. Is it clear? Minus 9 by 16. And at the end, if you multiply with 2, it becomes like 2 times of x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 9 by 8. Have a look at this once. See, this 2x square plus x minus 1 at the end in perfect square form, it is 2 times of x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 9 by 8. Okay. In generalization of this y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c, I will give you a direct formula to express ax square plus bx plus c in this perfect square form, and later on for all the problems to draw the graph, you just directly utilize that one, right? But this is the first problem, this is an example. I provide you the complete steps how to convert the given expression into perfect square form. Okay, and afterwards for all the remaining problems, see, you just utilize the general form. I will give you the formula to convert it to this form. Okay, once have a look at this. For the space concern, I am going to erase this conversion. If you look once again, see, this is 2x square plus x minus 1, and my intention is to convert this into a perfect square form. For that, just you pick out 2 from there. See, x square plus half x minus 1 by 2, because we are picking out 2, right? So then here, to make a perfect square, write this half x as 2 into 1 by 4x. These two terms won't change there. Okay, and now this 2 into 1 by 4x. Yeah, see, this is 1 by 4. So to make a perfect square, you need to add the square of this 1 by 4 and subtract the square of this 1 by 4. And on simplification, the first 3 terms are nothing but x plus 1 by 2 whole square, and the next 2 terms minus 1 by 16 and minus 1 by 2, if you simplify, it is minus 9 by 16. And if you multiply with 2, it becomes like 2 times of x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 9 by 8. And if you wish to cross check, just simplify it, and on simplification of this, for sure you will get this 2x square plus x minus 1. If you need, go with the check. See, x plus 1 by 4 whole square, so you need to apply a plus b whole square. A square is x square into 2 is 2x square. 2ab, 2 into x into 1 by 4, right? 2 into x into 1 by 4, and one more 2 is there now, and 4 and 4 get cancelled, left with plus x. And then 1 by 4 square is 1 by 16, multiplication with 2, 1 by 8, 1 minus 9 minus 8 by 8, and that is minus 1. Both are same. Is it clear? So I am going to erase this, and I think you are all aware of this conversion, right? Because already we did it, perfect square method of solving quadratic equation. So if you have any quadratic equation with you to sketch the graph, first of all you need to analyze the graph algebraically in 2 ways. One way is the factorization, and the other way is the perfect square conversion. So at the end, what I have, this y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1 is nothing but 2 times of x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 9 by 8. These two are same actually. Okay, if you simplify it, you will get that one. If you rearrange it, you will get this perfect square form. Okay, and now for some time you just think about this 2 into x plus 1 by 4 whole square minus 9 by 8. These two are same. Okay, since if you are analyzing this 2x square plus x minus 1 is nothing but analyzing this perfect square form, because these two are same. And now if you wish to analyze, yeah, what I am going to tell you is x plus 1 by 4 whole square. See, look there, x plus 1 by 4 whole square is always positive because power 2 is there now. Take any value in the place of x. I am repeating, take any value in the place of x. Take any value in the place of x, this x plus 1 by 4 whole square is positive, always positive. And since you are multiplying with 2, the result is still positive. And this value of 2 into x plus 1 by 4 whole square is always greater than or equals to 0. 0 is also possible if x is equals to minus 1 by 4. What I am saying, if x is equals to minus 1 by 4, for sure it is 0, right? And at that case, the value is what? Minus 9 by 8. See, if x is equals to minus 1 by 4, it is 0. And for all the values other than minus 1 by 4, it is a positive quantity. And for that positive quantity, we are adding minus 9 by 8. And if you think overall, this is greater than or equals to minus 9 by 8. See, this is greater than or equals to minus 9 by 8. That in the sense, the given expression is greater than or equals to minus 9 by 8. Therefore, at the end, what I conclude is minimum value of y is minus 9 by 8 at x is equals to minus 1 by 4. Have a look at this. Once again, I am repeating you. See, this expression is nothing but y. Y is nothing but this expression, and this is again nothing but this perfect square form. Have a look at this perfect square form. If you look at this perfect square form, see, for x is equals to minus 1 by 4, this is 0 and the result is minus 9 by 8. Very clear. And if you take x other than minus 1 by 4, any value other than minus 1 by 4, okay, there are infinite number of real values with us. Take any value from that infinite blag, okay, see, other than that minus 1 by 4, and then that result is a positive value. Since we are adding, positive value means we need to add for this minus 9 by 8, for sure the value is greater than or equals to minus 9 by 8. Since this total value is either minus 9 by 2 or greater than minus 9 by 2, this value is mentioned as minimum value of y. Once again I am repeating you. Take any value in the place of x. Always the value is minus 9 by 8. You don't see, you have no value for x to get a value of y which is less than minus 9 by 8. This is one analyzation of this given y is equals to 2x square plus x plus 1. Is it clear? Yeah. And now what I am going to do is, as I told you, to sketch the rough graph, we need to make a table. So always, yesterday I told you to make a table, to prepare a table and draw the graph with your own choice of x and corresponding y. But here I am mentioning a perfect procedure to sketch the graph, right? And for that procedure, see, x and y, we need to take some values in the place of x and some values and for corresponding y we need to calculate. Yeah, with this generalization, with this factorization, if you replace x with 1 by 2, the value of y is 0. If you replace x with minus 1, x minus 1, this, see, replacing x minus 1 here is nothing but replacing x minus 1 here. Both are same actually. These two are same, these two are same, these two are same, all these four are same, just different ways of expression, right? If you replace x with minus 1, this is 0 and the value of y is 0. And if you replace x with 0, what will happen? Since x is 0, this is 0, this is 0, you left with minus 1. Yeah, see, initially you need to identify these values. Whenever y 0 and whenever x 0, one part is completed. Then look at this perfect square form. What you say about x is equals to 1 by 4. If x is equals to 1 by 4, see, whenever it becomes 0, that's what you need to think. If x is equals to minus 1 by 4, this value is 0 and the result is minus 9 by 8. Okay. If you wish to check, make a note this. See, replace x is equal to minus 1 by 4 in this expression. Always you will get that minus 9 by 8 only. Yeah, look at this. Once again I am telling you, at minus 1 by 4, the result is minus 9 by 8. Now what I am going to give you is, you just take a number which is some k units more than minus 1 by 4 and take a number which is some k units less than minus 1 by 4. Yeah, on the number line, you have minus 1 by 4 at some point, right? See, you just move k units rightwards for that minus 1 by 4, you just move k units leftward to that minus 1 by 4. Then the two numbers on the number line are minus 1 by 4 plus k if you move rightward, minus 1 by 4 minus k if you move leftward. You just replace this minus 1 by 4 plus k in this x. Look at this part. Look at this. Once again I am repeating you. Replace this x with this minus 1 by 4 plus k. If you replace like that, minus 1 by 4 and plus 1 by 4 will get cancelled. You left with what? K here. And the result is minus 9 by 8 plus 2k square. Similar manner, if you replace x with this minus 1 by 4 minus k, again 1 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 get cancelled. You left with minus 9 by 8 plus 2 square. Have a look at this. For these two values, the result is same. The y is same. Okay. So with this tabular format, with these values of table, I am going to draw the rough sketch of this y is equals to 2x square plus x minus 1. Once again I am repeating you. Yeah, here we are going to discuss the way to draw the rough sketch of the quadratic expression, right? Before going to draw the rough sketch of quadratic expression, you need to analyze algebraically in two ways. One way is related to the factorization form, and the other way is related to the perfect square form. After having these two forms, you need to mention the values of x for which y is 0 and the value of y at which x is 0. And after these three values, you need to identify the minimum value of the expression or the maximum value of the expression. Sometimes the quadratic expression may have maximum. Here if you look, replace x with any numbers. Once again I am repeating you, okay? We have a bag of infinite real numbers. From that bag you just take a real number, replace in the place of x. Take another real number, replace in the place of x. Like that, if you replace every real number from your bag in the place of x, always the result is either minus 9 by 8 or greater than minus 9 by 8. Whenever it is minus 9 by 8, only at minus 1 by 4 the result is minus 9 by 8, and for all other values other than this minus 1 by 4 the result is more than minus 9 by 8. That's why we confirm that this expression has a minimum value of minus 9 by 8, and that occurs at minus 1 by 4. Okay, and for some graphs you may get here maximum value, and I will give you some more examples afterwards. And now once again I am repeating you, for the space concern I am going to erase this. Okay, so this is the expression and this is the tabular format. Using this table for this expression I am going to draw the graph now. Okay, so to draw the graph for the space I am going to erase this. Once again have a look about this. Drawing the graph is nothing but utilization of the coordinate system, the graphical sheet, and this horizontal line is usually we mention as x-axis, and this vertical line is the y-axis. The intersection of these two is horizon, right? To draw the graph we need to locate all these points, initially the first four. Okay, yeah, x1 by 2 y is 0, where the points are located. I think you have a little bit of knowledge related to this coordinate system. Okay, and then if x is 1 by 2 y is 0, and see, for suppose if you mark it as 1, take it as 2, like that, x 1 by 2 y is 0. Since y is 0, the point surely lies on x-axis. Okay, make a note that, see, whenever y is 0, the point surely lies on x-axis, and y is 0 at x is equals to minus 1 also. So this is also a point which lies on x-axis. And see, once again I am telling you, these two are just nothing but they are the zeros or the roots of the equation. For the equation you may say it as roots, for the expression you may say it as zeros, because for x is equals to 1 by 2 and minus 1 the value of y is 0, no? Right. So those two roots are basically on the x-axis, 1 by 2 and minus 1. And afterwards at x is equals to 0, y is equals to minus 1. x 0 on the y-axis, so x 0, y minus 1 is, this is the point. Okay, and then you need to note a point where x is equals to minus 1 by 4 and y is equals to minus 9 by 8. Say minus 9 by 8 means minus 1 point something, and x is minus 1 by 4. Somewhere here we have that minus 1 by 4. Yeah, you need to identify. Somewhere here you have minus 1 by 4. Okay, left side of the horizon. And somewhere after this minus 1 we have a point minus 9 by 8. Minus 1 by 4 and minus 9 by 8 is this particular point. Okay, right. And see, the graph is passing through these 4 points. Okay, and further if you wish to discuss, see, this is minus 1 by 4. Okay, and from this minus 1 by 4 if you move rightwards by k units or if you move leftwards by k units, the values are same. Have a look at this. For minus 1 by 4 plus k as well as for minus 1 by 4 minus k, the values are same, and in these both cases the values are same. That in a sense, see, for this minus 1 by 4, if you move rightward or if you move leftward, the graphs looks like same. That's what we need to analyze. Once again, what I am going to analyze is, at x is equals to minus 1 by 4. Okay, here I am going to convey. At x is equals to minus 1 by 4, as per our discussion, the graph has minimum value. And from minus 1 by 4, if you move rightward or if you move leftward, the graph looks like same. Okay, because the values are same. Values are same means the graphical behavior is same, right? So with all these parameters, if you draw the graph of this quadratic expression will be like this. Since the values are same from both sides, the graph will be a parabolic shape and it looks like this. And this graph intersects x-axis at 2 points, and those 2 points are nothing but zeros. You need to identify that. And this graph has a turning point. We call it as turning point, right? Since it is turning there now, we call this particular point as turning point or peak point. What we call it as? I am saying that we call it as turning point or peak point, since it looks like a peak at the point. And some people may call it as critical point. Why we are calling it as critical? Since the situation is critical there, we may call it as critical point also. So at this point, the graph is turning its nature, turning its shape. Okay, at this particular point, the graph is turning. So this is turning point or peak point. So after this, see, this is minus 1 by 4. Since after that minus 1 by 4, before that minus 1 by 4, the graph looks like same. So if you imagine a line at this minus 1 by 4, the graph is same in both the cases. Okay, maybe here is a rough graph, right? So if you go with an exact graph, if you imagine a line at this minus 1 by 4, the graph is same after that minus 1 by 4 and before that minus 1 by 4. That's why we usually say that the graph is symmetrical about this minus 1 by 4. Right? Once again, I am repeating you. Before drawing the graph and after drawing the graph, what you need to analyze. Before drawing the graph, you need to locate roots as well as this peak point in the table. Okay, and after drawing the graph, you need to identify that these points as roots and this is the peak point, and about this imaginary line, the graph is symmetrical in both the ways, either more than that minus 1 by 4 or less than this minus 1 by 4, the graph is symmetrical. Is it clear? And after having this graph, and we have so many questions to answer based on these graphs. Okay, and I will generalize it right now, and after that I will tell all the things. Okay. And if you look at this, some people may ask you, what is the, without finding the values actually, you may answer some questions. Okay, what is the value of y at x is equals to 4, whether it is positive or negative? At x is equals to 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4. At x is equals to 4, the graph is above the x-axis, so surely it is positive. Is it clear? And if anybody asks you, what is the value of y if x is equals to something like 1 by 9? What you say? This is 1 by 2, right? Yeah. So 1 by 9 means this is less than 1 by 2. 1 by 9 is less than 1 by 2. So 1 by 9 is maybe in this region. In this region, the corresponding y value is there below the x-axis. Then for x is equals to 1 by 9, the value of y is negative. Okay. So you may answer such questions based on the graph. Okay, I will give you. And if you think once again, if you observe the graph once again, after this 1 by 2, take any value of x, its corresponding graph is above the x-axis. And below this minus 1, take any point on the x and its corresponding y value is above the x-axis. For example, if it is 2, right? Yeah, this is the graph actually. If it is 2, then what is the corresponding point on the graph? This is the corresponding point of the graph. If you wish to locate the coordinates of that particular point at x is equals to 2, you need to calculate what? 2 square, 4 2 8, plus 2, 10, minus 1, 9. 2 comma 9 is the point. That in the sense that x is equals to 2, this length is 9 units, is it right? Because the point is 2 comma 9, no? So at x is equals to 2, this length is 9, the graph is above the x-axis. And at x is equals to any point less than minus 1, the graph is above the x-axis. But in between this minus 1 and 1 by 2, if you take any value, the graph is below the x-axis. Okay? And while turning, you need to utilize just U-shape. Okay? You can't utilize this V-shape. This is the wrong method and this is the correct method while this turning. Okay? Have a look at this. Once again, I am repeating you. To draw the graph, before drawing the graph, you need to find out the zeros as well as the turning point using algebraic ways. And with those, you need to construct the graph, rough sketch. And after having rough sketch, now for us it is easy to say many questions. Whenever the graph is positive, whenever the graph is negative, whenever the graph is increasing, whenever the graph is decreasing, whenever, see, the y has minimum value. For all those things, it is easy for us to answer the questions if you have a rough sketch with you. Right? Have a look. As we discussed, to sketch the graph of y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, first of all we need to analyze it algebraically in two ways. One related to its roots and the other related to the perfect square form. First of all, in a bit, I will analyze it in the perfect square form. Yeah, I told you, right? See, the generalized perfect square form for this ax square plus bx plus c is a times of x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a. Observe it. See, these two are same. Okay. See, you will get this a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a. Okay. By converting this ax square plus bx plus c into perfect square form. Just in the previous example, 18th point, we move with an example, right? We common out the 2 and we make a perfect square. Okay. So try to simplify it if you wish. X square into a is ax square. 2 into x into b by 2a. So 2a will get cancelled, left with bx, and then b square by 4a square. We have to multiply with a. B square by 4a, and b square will get cancelled. 4ac by 4a is c. So these two are same. That's what you need to believe first, and you need to memorize it as a magical trick related to this quadratic. Very helpful. This ax square plus bx plus c is just nothing but a times of x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a. Okay, this conversion is very helpful in many cases. Okay, not only in quadratic, this is also helpful in other concepts of mathematics also. And now what I am going to tell you is, again, see, this x plus b by 2a whole square is always positive. Any number to the power 2 is always positive. And now, see, you just keep in mind, and now I am start here. Yeah, x plus b by 2a whole square is greater than or equals to 0 for all x. I am repeating, for all x. For all x in the sense, for all x which belongs to in reals, for all x in reals, take any real number in the place of x. That number plus some other number whole square. See, if it is positive, the square is positive. If it is negative, still the square is positive. So for that, if this is for any value of this x, the sum x plus b by 2a whole square is always positive, and it may be 0. Whenever it is 0, if this x is minus b by 2. If this x is minus b by 2, then this is 0 and 0 square is 0. Okay, so this is always greater than or equals to 0. And now we need to multiply this x plus b by 2a whole square with this a. Think a while. If while multiplying, you may have two possibilities here. Yeah, we need to think that what you say about that a. See, we don't know about a whether it is positive or negative. So in one case, a is greater than 0. In the other case, a is less than 0. Okay. In one case, a is greater than 0. In the other case, a is less than 0. Okay. This is positive, and a greater than 0 means a also positive. This x plus b by 2a whole square positive and a is positive. If you multiply two positive numbers, the result a into x plus b by 2a whole square is still positive. Clear? Very clear. And this x plus b by 2a whole square positive, a less than 0 means a negative, and if you multiply the positive value with the negative value, and this is a into x plus b by 2a whole square, and this is less than or equals to 0. Anything wrong here? No. A positive value when multiplied with a negative value will become a negative, right? That's why this is positive and this is negative, and if you multiply these two, the result is negative. And now, see, actually we are going to analyze this y. Y is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c, and this ax expression is nothing but this format, and in this format we constructed this a into x plus b by 2 whole square till now, and you just add this 4ac minus b square by 4a here and here, both this. Okay, there are two cases. In this case, if you add a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a greater than or equals to 0. That in the sense this is nothing but what? Y only, no? This is y, right? Y, no, not 0. We are adding with 4ac minus b square by 4a on both sides. And now this is y, which is greater than or equals to 4ac minus b square by 4a. And now have a look at this. A into x plus b by 2a whole square is less than or equals to 0. And since this is less than or equals to 0, and we need to add this 4ac minus b square by 4a both sides. And if you add, what will happen? Again, if you add here, this is a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4ac minus b square by 4a is less than or equals to 4ac minus b square by 4a, and that y is less than or equals to 4ac minus b square by 4a. See, with these proper steps, I will remove all these things for the space concern. Have a look once again. If a greater than 0, the value of y is greater than or equals to 4ac minus b square by 4a. Since the value of y is greater than or equals to 4ac minus b square by 4a, we call this 4ac minus b square by 4a as minimum, because it is either 4ac minus b square by 4a or greater than 4ac minus b square by 4a. And in this case, this y is less than this value, then we call it as maximum. That in the sense, the value of y is either 4ac minus b square by 4a or less than 4ac minus b square by 4a. That in the sense, this is a maximum value. Is it right? So, when you think this quadratic expression in this perfect square format, this perfect square format helps us in finding the maximum value of the expression. And this expression y has a minimum value when a is positive, and it has maximum value when a is negative. And see, in this case, whenever a is greater than 0, in this case we have minimum. But what you say about maximum? There is no maximum. The maximum is at infinity. And in this case, a less than 0, we have maximum. But what is minimum? There is no minimum here, and the minimum is at minus infinity. Once again, I am repeating you. If you look at the graph of y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c, okay, from that ax square plus bx plus c, first of all you need to concentrate on the value of a. What you say a, whether positive or negative. If a is positive, y has a minimum. If a is negative, y has maximum, and that minimum value is 4ac minus b square by 4a, and this maximum value is again that 4ac minus b square by 4a. Numerically, as a formula, the value is same like 4ac minus b square by 4a, but in one case the expression has maximum, and in the other case the expression has minimum. Okay. So, see, generalization of the quadratic graph. So we are at the a bit, right? And here what we are studying, see, this bit generalizes us that whenever the expression has maximum and whenever the expression has minimum. Okay, I will give you two rough sketches again here. Okay, just have a look at this. Once again I am going, once again I will confirm you that if you have an expression y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c related to the maxima and minima. Okay, related to the maxima and minima, we need to ask two questions. When, okay, where, okay, and what. What are the questions? When, where, and what. Once again I am telling you, maxima and minima. When this y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c has minima, when, eppudu. If it is when has minima, then a greater than 0. If a greater than 0, it has minima. For the question when, your answer is at a greater than 0 minima. when it has maxima if a less than 0. In this case it has maxima, right? Then the question when is over. Then if anybody asks you where it has a minima or where it has maxima, see, it has a minima or maxima at x is equals to minus b by 2a. For this question when, you need to think about a. For this question where, you need to think about x. For this question what, you need to think about y. Is it okay? Where it has maxima and minima. Where in the sense at x is equals to minus b by 2a. If you place x is equals to minus b by 2a, this is becomes 0 and the result is 4ac minus b square by 4a, which is maxima, right? So where in the sense at x is equals to minus b by 2a, and y in the sense this particular value is that maxima or is that minima. Okay, once again I am repeating you, this has maxima when a less than 0, minima when a greater than 0, maxima where at x is equals to minus b by 2a, minima where at x is equals to minus b by 2a. What is the maximum value? 4ac minus b square by 4a. What is the minimum value? 4ac minus b square by 4a. And repeatedly I am telling you, at a time these two cases are not possible. Only one among these two is possible. According to that you need to answer. If it has minima, there is no maxima. If it has maxima, there is no minima. But the theory is same in both the ways. You need to answer according to the question, and it has only either maxima or minima. And this is the way to decide the maximum value or minimum value of the expression, right? And this is a generalization to sketch the graph. Have a note here and then go with a screenshot. Now if you wish to see, this is the way to think about the maxima and minimum of the expressions. Now if you try to draw the rough graph, okay, if you try to draw the rough graph, in this case what will happen? If a greater than 0, the graph has minimum value, no? Minima is there, maxima not there. That's why the graph will be like this. And in this case, the graph will be like this. That's what I am going to conclude. In this case, it has a minima at this point. Maximum means it goes on, it moves like that. It moves like that, in it up to infinity. Okay, and in this case, the graph is downward parabola. It has maxima, but there is no minima. And this point is there, a peak point, as I mentioned you, critical point, peak point, and for the peak point, the x coordinate is minus b by 2a, and the y coordinate is 4ac minus b square by 4a. As well as for this graph also, if you calculate this peak point, it is again at the point minus b by 2a comma 4ac minus b square by 4a. At then what I am going to conclude you is, see, if you have an expression, leave all this, just look at a coefficient of x square. If it is positive, the graph is upward parabola. If it is negative, the graph is downward parabola. And for this upward parabola or for this downward parabola, the peak point is same, and the coordinate of x is minus b by 2a, y is 4ac minus b square by 4a. See, we don't have two graphs for the expression. We have only one depending on the value of a. That's what you need to identify. Okay? And this is the conclusion for this maxima and minima related to the quadratic expression. Right?